It began like any other day, following the familiar routine they had established over countless repetitions. Hand in hand, they strolled along the sun-kissed yellow brick path encircling the serene lake, their lips sealed in silence. There were moments when silence held greater significance and depth than a multitude of empty words, and they both understood this unspoken language. Then, breaking the stillness, she turned towards him and spoke, as if concluding their wordless dialogue. "Look, I'm donning a dress reminiscent of the night sky. You've always held a fondness for the nighttime heavens," she shared, her faded burgundy red dress resembling the color of theater curtains and glowing embers. He struggled to form words, his gaze fixed upon the sky, which indeed mirrored the hue of her attire. With an unwavering stare into her eyes, he resisted his instinctual urge to direct his gaze skyward, searching for a reflection of himself. Softly, he spoke. "Do you wish to witness the true night sky, unobscured by this facade? Have you ever beheld its magnificence?" Joyfully, she responded without hesitation, her words exuding anticipation. "Yes, I do." "Then come with me, my love," he exclaimed, his voice carrying an eager invitation. The duration of their walk remained uncertain, perhaps an hour or two, until the vibrant city lights dissolved into flickering specks on the distant horizon. He instructed her to lower her head and resist the temptation to look upward until he granted her permission. Leading her to a secluded haven, the hidden sanctuary he had discovered and kept secret from the world, where he would often lose himself beneath the celestial expanse, until he crossed paths with her. And now, he yearned to present it to her in all its resplendent glory, an awe-inspiring vista adorned with billions of stars, constellations, and nebulae just waiting to be discovered. It was the emotions and sensations evoked by the night sky that inspired him. Among the myriad of stars, one held his particular affection, not due to its brilliance or beauty surpassing the others, but because it remained steadfast in its position. Stars typically shift across the firmament as the Earth orbits the Sun, some even vanishing from view during certain periods of the year. Yet this solitary star always occupied the same spot, as though it shone exclusively for him. Each night he would gaze at it, and it would gaze back. As dawn approached, it would gradually fade, bidding its farewell. "I must depart," he discerned in its fading radiance. "I'll await your return tomorrow," he whispered in his mind. "I shall return. You know I will," the star replied, eventually vanishing from the heavens. And so, night after night, he returned to that sacred place, fixating his gaze upon his beloved star, which seemed to shine brighter just for him. But one fateful day, it abruptly detached from its celestial abode, hurtling towards the ground with an increasingly radiant glow, as if bidding him farewell. Moments before its descent concluded, its luminosity surpassed that of the sun, illuminating the surroundings as though it were daylight. In an instant, it vanished, leaving him enveloped in impenetrable darkness. Disbelieving, he looked upward, hoping for a miraculous sight, yearning to see her presence, but the star was nowhere to be found. The following day he encountered her. Finally arriving at their destination, he tenderly directed her gaze towards the sea, shielding her eyes with his palm, and gently lifted her chin, as if ceremoniously announcing an entrance on a grand stage. "Behold, my love, the night sky, the authentic night sky," he declared. The sight that unfolded before her transcended her senses and comprehension. The cosmic night, a vast expanse of unobstructed darkness, overwhelmed her perception, evoking both delight and trepidation. It was an unforgettable and magnificent spectacle. Innumerable distant stars and galaxies glimmered faintly, accompanied by celestial clouds, radiant streaks, and orbs emanating piercing beams. Luminous threads, resembling interwoven needles, stretched across the expanse. Engulfed by the majesty and infinite power of the universe, she yearned to express her awe, but her lips only moved silently. Time seemed to elude her as she stood in that state, until a touch of his hand on her shoulder brought her back to reality. The silence surrounding them was so profound that their heartbeats resonated audibly. "Sweetheart, would you like to hear the legend of heaven, sea, and earth?" He murmured softly, his gaze drifting towards the vast ocean. "It's a beautiful and extraordinary tale, as if these elements were akin to beings." "Yes, tell me," she exclaimed, still captivated by the celestial display, occasionally stealing glances upward. "It is said that when heaven came into existence, the earth and the sea already existed side by side. Initially, the earth was fiery and restless, with only the sea's passionate and tumultuous waves capable of quelling its fervor. But as time passed, the earth cooled and the sea grew calmer, as the breezes originating from the earth weakened day by day. It was during this period that heaven, perpetually aloof and unable to witness either the sea or the earth, chose to descend slightly. In that moment, heaven caught sight of the tranquil sea. It was a sight unlike anything heaven had ever witnessed before. Reflected within the depths of the sea, it saw a semblance of itself, as if a fragment had been cast below. Eagerly, heaven began to lower itself more frequently to behold the sea. Occasionally, when mist enshrouded the earth, the sea would rise to meet heaven, uniting briefly before returning as rain or snow. "Are you listening, my love?" he interjected suddenly. Yes, please continue," she replied, her gaze still fixed upon the sky, now more composed. "And what happened next?" "Heaven fell deeply in love with the sea, experiencing pure and sublime affection, realizing the beauty of love itself. Each night, heaven adorned the sea with countless stars and constellations, while illuminating the world with the sun during the day. Sometimes it shared its stars with the sea, offering light and bestowing celestial gifts. People named this phenomenon of shooting stars stargazing." "And what about the sea? Did it ascend to heaven?" she inquired, tossing a small pebble into the tranquil sea. "No, the sea remained with the earth, for it feared that without its presence, the earth would wither away," he responded, as she continued to disturb the serene surface with gentle ripples created by pebbles. "Even so, heaven continued to gift its stars to the sea. Why do you think that is?" She pondered, her questions interrupting the tranquility. "I do not know. The legend remains silent on the matter. Perhaps it was an expression of gratitude, as the sea taught heaven the art of love, melting its cold and unfeeling heart." "It's a beautiful legend. If I were the sea, what would you be then?" she mused dreamily. He remained silent, his hand tenderly caressing her cheek. Then, facing the sea, he spoke with wistful nostalgia. "You know, before I met you, I used to come here almost every night, gazing at the sky and admiring the stars. There was one particular star I cherished in the southern region of the heavens," he said, pointing with his finger to where the star had once shone. "But it vanished, fell from grace, the day before our paths crossed. Perhaps heaven chose to offer it to the sea as well," he concluded with a smile. No response followed. "She used to shine right there," he reiterated, turning towards her and extending his arm to embrace her tightly. Yet his hand found only emptiness. There was no one beside him. Only the cold wind's melancholic howl and the rhythmic murmur of the sea, previously unnoticed, shattered the stillness. He searched, called out, and shouted, but no one answered. There was no one around, just him, the sea, the land, and the sky. As he looked up, a solitary star gleamed in that very spot, in the southern region of the sky.
Thank you for watching. I hope it was interesting. See you in the next story. Goodbye.